Well, hello, Facebook friends and my friends elsewhere. I am so glad that you have joined my live broadcast. This is Carole Copeland Thomas, and I've had a busy day really preparing and ramping up as we launch our upcoming November 1st Multicultural Conference. I am just delighted and excited about what we're going to be doing. I hope that you're having a good day or a good weekend that you're preparing for. We are fully into summer now, and that's quite exciting. So let me just tell you a little bit about the Multicultural Symposium series, why I started it, and how we began to run these conferences that we've been doing now for 11 years. It's hard to believe it's been that long. About 2006, 2007, I was really interested in creating almost like a worldwide community that had a chance to really deep dive into the whole space of diversity and multiculturalism. And I didn't want it to be a one and done activity. I wanted it to be something that was continuous, one that would foster a community and a relationship with people, regardless of where they lived, one that really embraced people with a face-to-face experience and also online experience and broadcast like this Facebook Live broadcast that I'm doing. Thank you all so much for joining. And so from that, one thing led to another. And so then I put together a small team that worked with me. And in 2008, we started what became the Multicultural Symposium series. Its goal to advance the cause of multiculturalism on the air, face-to-face, and online. Little did I realize that the economy would fall apart, that we'd have all these massive changes that would take place, where people unfortunately would lose their jobs, where even speakers like me would have to go and find employment elsewhere, where businesses would have to change and modify and morph and all that stuff. And we had planned in 2008 to have two conferences that year. Well, actually one conference that year, and then two conferences there after, starting in 2009 and beyond. Well, all these years later, I am very happy to say that despite all the other changes that took place elsewhere, the Multicultural Symposium series is going strong. That we have been operating since 2008. So this is now our 11th year. We did some modification, did some changing. We actually had our first conference, our inaugural conference on the campus of Bentley University. They were strong partners. They are still very, very strong supporters of what we're doing. We then had two other conferences on their campus in 2009, and then had the invitation to move to the University of Massachusetts, the Boston campus, thanks to the former Chancellor Keith Motley. And we stayed on that campus from 2010 until 2016. So we've done a number of activities, again, over the last 11 years. We then had the invitation to move to the Mass College of Art and Design, which we moved last year for our 11th conference. And now all these years later, we're actually going back to the Mass College of Art and Design. They have said, yes, we want you back. We want to partner with you. And I'm really excited that this multicultural conference is going to be held again on the campus of Mass College of Art and Design on Thursday, November 1st from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. It is an amazing collection of people from all walks of life. We have people throughout New England who come. We have people who fly in from other parts of the country who come. And we've actually had international speakers. We've flown in from England and from India to represent and to be a part of this important conference. It's just that exciting. Now, let me tell you the theme that we have for this year's conference, and that theme is the voice of diversity. Your actions, your message, and your influence. I'll say that again. The voice of diversity, your actions, your message, and your influence. You just have to look around what's taking place in our society, what's taking place in government, what's taking place in our businesses, the Black Lives Matter movement, the Me Too movement, what's taking place with people standing up and speaking out, women who are running for political office all over the country. All of that means that people are finding their voices. They are finding their voices to represent themselves, to represent other people in this community that we all live in. So we're going to really examine and explore this whole concept of the voice of diversity. What does it mean to be a diverse person in the society that we live in? What does it mean to find your voice if you're afraid, if you're a little afraid, you've got a job, you want to keep your job? How can you be proactive? How can you really speak who you are? How can you represent yourself? How can you agree to disagree and do it in the spirit of diversity, inclusion, and communications and cultural representation and cross-cultural interaction? It's going to be really exciting and so timely and so important. You just have to look at the other matters that I've I've spoken about over the last couple of years. Here we are with a major immigration issue, a major disenfranchisement of people who have been taken advantage of in the southern part of our country as they're trying to cross the border, and children literally being ripped from the arms of their parents. How can you speak out about that? That is a diversity issue. It's definitely a diversity issue. How can you do it when, yes, we have laws, yes, we have things that have to be abided by, but when you have countries that are in trouble themselves and people are fleeing the trouble in their own countries and trying to come to the United States for salvation and for sanctuary. So things like that, and being able to articulate your own thoughts without being beaten up or criticized overtly, that's really finding your diversity voice. And what I want to do with this conference is to really examine the various ways that we can have these kind of conversations, how we can resolve these kind of issues, how we can look at maybe agreements that can be signed and put together within your organization so that you have the space to do those kind of things. That's what we want to really talk about with this upcoming multicultural conference. I love the approach because of the freshness of the people, the speakers who we have. We'll be announcing who those speakers are. It's very engaging. You're not sitting all day listening to one person. No, we get you up. We have roundtable discussions where people have small group discussions about these very issues taught by experts. We have a distinguished panel that we put together on the topic, in this case, of finding your voice and the voice of diversity, and very power-packed keynote speakers who will kick us off in the morning and then send us on our way at our luncheon. It's going to be a real event that you want to attend. Now, here's the incentive for you. Between now and June 30th, that's Saturday, June 30th, you have the opportunity of registering, not just for the conference and the way we build this out, and we're actually going to be rebuilding the second half of what I'm getting ready to share with you, is that you have a chance to pay for your registration for the conference. Come on, do it between now and June 30th for only $99. Only $99. Now, I've been to conferences that are $400 and $500 per day, and let alone more items that you pay for and more expenses that you pay for. But I really want people there, and I want it to be as affordable as possible. So if you register, the link is right down at the bottom. You can just click on that link and go and register today. You have between now and June 30th, but I would hurry up because we have a limited number of these registrations that you can come on. And it's not just for the November 1st Multicultural Conference, it's also for a members-only structure that we have with the Multicultural Symposium series. I'm going to be revamping the entire structure and announcing what that's going to look like over the next couple of weeks. We have a members only section of the website. It's going to be just revamped, very exciting, a way for people to interact with each other in a way that just makes sense. And they have a chance to agree to disagree in the spirit of diversity and multiculturalism, but just really looking at like-minded individuals who can come together with this members only format throughout the year year along with the Multicultural Conference. So it's going to be a 1-year membership to the Multicultural Symposium Series, which includes the November 1st Multicultural Conference and also a discounted rate for the March 14th Black History Conference, Black History Breakfast that we have coming up next year. It's going to be like our 26th breakfast. We've had lots of wonderful breakfasts. They're high energy, high impact. We have them in March because the weather is so unpredictable here in Massachusetts. We pushed the Black History concept into March and celebrated along with St. Patrick's Day and Women's History Month. We have a great time. So you'll have a discounted ticket to that event and then all the other events that we're going to have, webinars and other exciting things that I'll be announcing later on. So in order for you to participate, you need to go on and register. Again, $99 for all of this. Register between now and June 30th. Don't wait. I'd go on and register now so that you don't get closed out, because on July 1st, the rate goes up $80 to $179. And then we have another price point after Labor Day. So this is the cheapest by far for you to be a part of the Multicultural Symposium Series. Now, I wanted to come online and I thank everybody who's joining us. We have Owen and Lois is here and Jean is with us and JJ Melendez, who has always been a great supporter and a partner with us with the Multicultural Symposium Series, and Joa. Thank you all, and others who are going to be listening to the archive. This is the great thing about being a part of the Multicultural Symposium Series, is that you get a chance to work with me and with the others to really be almost like a think tank, looking at these pressing issues, looking at issues on your job. How do you engage in dialogue? How do you create projects? And how do you create morale? How do you really build a team or get involved with team leadership as a result, as it relates to diversity and inclusion? All of those topics and so many more are talked about and discussed at the Multicultural Conference, at the Black History Breakfast, and throughout the entire journey with the Multicultural Symposium Series. So I wanted to come on for just these few minutes to talk to you about this. I really ask and suggest your questions or your comments. Please put them down below. I'll be happy to respond. I'm going to have a series of these various live chats with you because I love talking to people live. I thank all of you for joining. And again, I hope that you will sign up and become a real advocate for diversity, multiculturalism, and inclusion by becoming a part and a member of the Multicultural Symposium Series. All you have to do is look down below and go on and get registered now. It's only $99 now, and it will get you all registered online, and definitely do it by June 30th before the price goes up. More than ever, what we're facing now with all these issues taking place, Black Lives Matter, young people still being gunned down in the streets of Pittsburgh and other places around the United States, now is definitely the time to really talk about these issues in the spirit of cross-cultural discussion and dialogue. And we do just that at the November 1st Multicultural Conference and throughout the year with the Multicultural Symposium Series. I'd love to hear your questions. I'd love to get in a conversation with you, find out your needs, and we will continue to talk about these issues with our next live broadcasts. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great evening. I really appreciate Dorothy Hudson and Carole for joining us, and Jennifer James and everybody else who is listening either live or listening to the archive. Take care. Thanks so much. Go on and join. We definitely need you on board. Take care now. Bye-bye.